So you want to make sure you're making a ton of money when it comes to Pump.Fun. Want to make sure that you're always winning. If you saw my previous video yesterday, you saw how I made $2,000 with just $400 and how you could simply convert that gains into your profits. Of course, this is not financial advice, but I want to teach you guys how you can make sure that you're always netting really good profits, really good margins when trading. And one of the most important things that you're going to need is you're going to need to learn how to navigate Pump.Fun, but how to navigate it where you're not losing, but you are winning. So I'm going to share with you guys an awesome tool and filters that I personally use to be able to take a look and see what exactly is going to be the coin that's going to send, how I can make sure that not only am I getting profit, but I am also leaving a moon bag, which is extremely important. Now, as you guys see here, there are a couple things I want to show you here on the deck screener. The little itty bitty cat, guess what? Came out of Pump.Fun. McDonald's bad cat, guess what? Came out of Pump.Fun. Look at this, 652K, 979K. Maui, 141K. This actually hit all the way to 1 mil. I also call this in my channel. So all of these right here, guys, the majority of them are coming straight out of Pump.Fun. NeuroCat, it's at 3.9 mil. Pump.Fun. So usually if you're using Pump.Fun, guys, this is kind of like a no-brainer. You shouldn't be using this. It's not that productive. It's slow, and you are not going to be getting good entries. Now, one thing I do want to talk about is this beautiful tool called BullX. Now, this particular tool, guys, will make your life extremely, extremely easy. Not only that, but it's going to allow you to get into plays really fast, really easy. And I'm going to give you guys the tips I personally use to make sure that I'm constantly profiting when it comes to this place. And I use these three charts. Now, these three charts are extremely crucial, but one of the most important things I want to teach you guys is how to make sure you are doing the correct job when it comes to this. So the way I'm going to explain it really briefly, guys, so you guys can kind of understand exactly what we're talking about. So the way we want to make sure here is we want to make sure we get into at least 5 different plays. And out of these 5 different plays, we're probably going to lose on 3, maybe 4, but that one that we actually win on is going to be huge. So let me give you guys a quick example. Let's say I have a total of 5 soul, right? I have 5 soul to play with. Of course, you can do this in any different. If you only have 1 soul, if you have 2 soul, you guys are going to divide it properly, right? So let's say I have 5 soul. So I'm going to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to go to my settings, and I'm going to go to the settings here. I'm going to go to quick buy presets. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put value of 1 soul, which is like I think it's like 135 right now. But instead of doing that, I have to compensate that I'm going to be paying gas. And, you know, I'm going to be paying some fees here to get in these early. So I'm going to put, you know what? I'm going to put $80. Okay. So I'm going to click save here. So with these 5 soul that I currently have right now, I have access now to this quick buy button. Okay. This quick buy button is going to be crucial because this is going to allow me to get into this play without me even going to check if they have a TG, without me having to check if they have a website. Of course, we will check all of that, but each column works differently. Now, the first thing we want to do is we want to make sure we filter out the noise. So how do we filter out the noise? Is by getting rid of the bad and keeping the good. So the first thing we're going to do here, guys, is we're going to go and make sure it has at least 1 social, because we want to make sure that they at least took the time to make something, right? So at least a TG or at least an X account, and I'll show you guys exactly how we could decide what we get into. So we're going to skip the liquidity. That's not really important because there's really not too much liquidity when it comes to Pump.Fun. We're going to skip the volume just a little bit. That's just going to give us a little bit of sentiment of how many people are buying. So we'll set this to 1,000. It's not a lot, but we are. What we are going to be paying attention to is the market cap. So what I want to do here, guys, is I want to kind of figure out exactly when would the dev actually sell. Usually dev sells like around 8,000, you know, right there. So what we're going to do here, guys, is we're going to put this to 8,000 market cap. And we are going to put this at a total of 15 buyers. Okay. So we're going to make sure we do that. What that's going to do, it's going to filter a bunch of things. And now it's only going to give us tokens that look pretty decent, right? For this column. So if I see one here that's like, okay, man, this one really stands out, I'm actually going to buy into that. I can literally buy $80 worth of soul and put that in there without taking into account. But before we do that, let's set up the second one, and then I'm going to tell you guys how you can visually look at what's good and what's bad. Okay, so we're going to go and talk about the graduation. So the graduation one's pretty interesting because this gives us a couple things. It gives us some that actually have hit Pump.Fun, and some that have hit Pump.Fun, some that have hit King of the Hill, and some that haven't hit King of the Hill. So we want to filter this accordingly as well. So we're going to go to our filters right here. And this is pretty much the Pump.Fun hack on how to spot on the right coins. Okay. So once again, we want to have at least one social. The volume doesn't really matter. So we're just going to up it just a little bit. We're going to put 3,000 volume. It doesn't really matter that much. But what really matters is the market cap. So what I want to do with this particular market cap, I want to make sure that these coins have stability. And the way I do that is we're going to put this at 23K market cap. And we're going to put a total of 40 buyers here. It's not a lot, but it's a good amount to kind of filter out the noise. So we're going to see applied. So you see right now, all of a sudden, look what I have, guys. I only have 3, right? And this filter alone is just by the buys. So if I go to 0 right now, you're going to see we're going to get a bunch more, right? So we go to 0, we get a couple more. Now we go to the filter and we say, okay, you know what? We're going to reduce the volume. Let's go reduce the volume. You're going to see right here, apply. We're going to get a couple more. But just by that alone, you guys are able to see where we're at. So we're only targeting 23K market cap. What this is going to allow us to do, it's going to allow us to get in pretty early. So that's really important for us. Okay. So as you see, guys, they're disappearing as we go. So we look at Baby Lily, right? And we click on Baby Lily. We're going to notice a couple things here. We're going to notice that the chart has always gone up, and we'll come and visit this one again, but I kind of want to give you guys an idea of what we're doing here. So as you guys see here, a bunch of them disappeared. We only have really good ones right here. Even though we got rid of the volume, we got rid of the buyers, we only left the market cap, which is really important to us. That's what we left because we want to make sure that the market cap is 23 and above, because for anything that's not 23 and above, we have this side, which we theoretically could go and put here 23 here. And that will literally pretty much filter out, a bunch of them and just give us a couple ones that are actually working. All right. So the next one we're going to be working on is called the graduated one. So the graduated one is really important because we want to make sure it has one social. Liquidity on this one doesn't really matter as well. Volume doesn't really matter, but I do want to make sure that there is constant volume when it comes to this one. But I don't really care too much about that. What I really care about is the market cap. The market cap is really important because these are not tokens that I am extremely worried about once they hit DEX. I'm mostly worried that once they get out of Pump.Fun, I'm getting in there in a right scenario. So usually what tends to happen when tokens exit Pump.Fun, they'll hit the 60K market cap and then we'll get a dip. So what I want to do is I want to make sure I am there, looking at the token, a stable token. So we're going to put the market cap at 75,000. Okay. And the buyers don't really matter that much, but we're going to put it at 50. It's not that super important, but at least we have a good amount of buyers here. So as you see right now, we filtered a ton of noise. We cleared our chart. Now we're actually looking at a more healthier chart in the about to graduate ones. We're also looking at a more healthier chart in the graduated chart. And we're also looking at a more healthy chart from the new creation. So what this is going to allow us to do, it's going to allow us to just get into plays that have the possibility of going somewhere. Okay. Now, that is not the only thing we're looking at here, because now that we have this information, now we know this is what we need to be looking for. As you see, guys, the tokens that are appearing here are all doing pretty good. We have MC Cat, 1 million. Okay. We have Cookie, 82K, not bad. Bobo at 146K. We have Molly at 166K. Yeah, we have at 700K. So all of these are doing really well. So theoretically, if you would have gotten in all these plays in Pump.Fun, you would be up quite a lot. Okay. So what are we looking at here? So number one, we got to look at a couple things. So first things and foremost, the great thing I love about Pump Vision and BullX, and I have a link down below in the description so you guys can go ahead and get access to this application like right now. And I also have a really important question for you guys. How many of you guys are enjoying this type of content, and how many of you guys find value in it? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you have any additional questions, also let me know in the comment section. So what are we looking for? So the first things here, guys, is BullX is really good when it comes to showing us stuff right off of the screen that we are able to identify really fast and be able to act upon it. So number one, we have, of course, the Pump.Fun link. We have the TG link. Okay, so first things I want to do is whenever I get into a coin like this one, I at least would like to know that the TJ is actually working. So if the TJ is actually working, that's a really good sign for me. And I also sometimes check the Pump.Fun to see if no one's flooding, because that's extremely important. But with these early tokens, you kind of just want to make sure you look at two major things. Number one, is you want to make sure how many people are the top holders. So we have a lot of holders. If this is a really high number, that means a lot of people are involved in the token, and it's not going to pretty much rug. Okay, that's number one thing. Another thing is we want to make sure that it's not a copy. So we already have MCAT at 1 million. There's an MCAT again. So I'm not going to buy this one because this right here is literally a copy of this. So I'm not buying that. And that's what having this this setup so beautiful that you're able to identify, okay, is that a copy? No, it's not a copy. Okay. Now I see a derivative of the memcat. We have a KFC cat. Okay. So this might do well. It has a really good amount of people actually holding the token, 17K market cap. I could probably put 80 here, and this will probably give me, some nice returns here. Not major like, 20x, 30x, 10x, but it'll give me enough to get here. And we'll talk about how you want to be selling. So this is what you look at here. So, like for example, this one, I would definitely go ahead and click on this real quick, see what's up. See, this one says scam. This one, so I'll probably be like, okay, I'll stay away from that one just a little bit because of the scam. It scares people away. Even though it might not be a scam, it'll still scare people away, right? So, I'll keep looking to see if I find anything here. Beanie looks pretty interesting. So 93 people on here, 94 comments on the Pump.Fun. We're going to go check Pump.Fun real quick. All right, so a couple comments, bullish, 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 bullish. We got a couple comments and, people pushing this one. Let's see if it has a website. All right, cool little website right here. I mean, at least they took time to do, work on the website. So this is probably something I would buy in here, and then I would set slippage of where I want to sell if it dips and where I want to sell if it actually sends. Right. So for example, I would definitely buy into Bimmy if I were buying right now, and then I just keep looking here. What else is happening? Woody looks like another really good one. All right, so that is this side. So that's basically how, I kind of take this side. And usually what I would do is once I click on those, I check the TG working. I check that they have a website checking, Pump.Fun checking. I just click the 80 there, and then I go in there and set my like my profit and my loss values. All right, so now about graduated. So really, guys, after we studied here, we want to know two things. Number one, is the dev still in here? Because if the dev is out and it's doing this well, that means it's a CTO probably. So as you see right here, the dev is out, CTO, dev is out, CTO. This one, the dev is still in, so the dev could probably still rug, but we have a lot of holders in here. Very little bit of comments in the TG, but we have a good amount of holders. The only problem is that this one's already hit King of the Hill. So if they're gold, they already hit King of the Hill. If they haven't hit King of the Hill and they're not gold, then we know they haven't hit King of the Hill. Another really important thing to look at here is look at this fill bar that's going here. This little fill circle right here that it's going around. We could know how long it's taking for that coin to actually migrate. So if the coin is almost halfway there, that means two things can happen. Someone could actually sell. So you kind of want to buy in before it gets to the middle, or if it gets past the middle, right? So for example, we have this one that's past the middle. This is holding pretty strong. It's been out for 14 hours. So that means the community is actually pretty active in this pump up, right? So you want to make sure, okay, well, this one, I'm going to get in. It's going to be a slow cooker, but eventually it will make it out of Pump.Fun just because the amount of people that are actually working trying to push this. Same thing with Woody. As you see here, we would have gotten in Woody here when it was on this side. Right now we would be up, okay? So that is this side right here. Now going on to the graduated side. So for the graduated side, I want to get into tokens that have left Pump.Fun and are still within 75 to the 100 range, due to the fact that once they're in the like 240 range, they have to be really big pumpers, because for you to make some really good X's, it at least has to hit like a mil to like, 800K market cap. And it's extremely important that you learn to identify those. And I will have other videos here on the channel that will help you identify these as well. But for right now, I kind of wanted to give you guys this overlay so you guys could go ahead and understand how you could get into the coins really fast and really easy using BullX, which is super easy. Now, the great thing about this is you're able to get involved into 3 different slots within one panel. Okay, so basically just set your settings here, set the quick buy preset, and then just click the little button whenever you see one that you like without having to go into the chart to do anything. So for example, this let's see, this Pumba, right? And we click on this one. Let me click on Pumba. If we click on here, so I can get some information here. Okay, it jumped to 26. The high was 42. And I can see, okay, the dev sold. We got some more information here, and we can make some better assessments, and we should get into this coin, or we shouldn't get in the coin. And I have videos here on the channel that kind of go over that. But this is just to get into the plays really fast, really easy, and identify the ones that are going to probably migrate and probably get out of Pump.Fun and land in this lot, because you want to make sure than when they land. Now, if you guys don't want to risk anything in this side because you feel like you could probably lose some money and get rugged, you can invest in this one, right? Which makes it a little bit easier because I give you guys the correct filters on how to filter the noise. And you could also get into this one, which would allow you to, get into them. For example, if you saw MCAT, right? And you saw it here, you're like, crap, I didn't get it here. Crap, I didn't get it here. And crap, it's here already. And it's flying and it's already within our filter. You can literally be like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna put $80 in there. Boom, let's see what it does, right? Because you're already getting in here at a 70K market cap. You know the coin is steady. So for example, this crypto cookie monster, right? So let's say you were to get in here at 75. I mean, you would be up a little bit, not a lot, but you want to make sure you kind of also know which ones are going to do well based on what currently is trending and what the meta is. Now, I have a Twitter account that you can follow where I make some really good calls. Last night we called 2 coins to hit 2 mil. Of course, I could only tell you when to buy. I can't tell you when to sell because that's all dependent on how much profit you want to get. Now, if you guys want to make sure you don't miss those calls, follow me on X and make sure that you guys are staying there connected. We're trying to grow our X account here. We want to start doing maybe some live streams. And if you find these videos helpful, informative in any way, make sure you guys drop us a super thanks. Make sure you guys do something right there within the YouTube algorithm so we could go ahead and keep pushing this content for you guys and get you guys in the perfect play when it comes to Pump.Fun. Once again, any questions, drop them in the comment section down below so we can answer them. And if the question is very big and it's a big topic, we will definitely go ahead and get those questions answered for you guys. We have some really cool videos coming out your ways, some things that you want to avoid when trading. And also we have another video on what you should be buying right now, especially that the market is really down when it comes to Solana. And we're going to get started to recommend some alternative coins that you're going to be able to transfer from mem coins into these altcoins to make sure you guys have a safe profit. I hope you guys are enjoying the content. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.